Okay. So, moderator of the panel today is Heramb Kulkarni, the strategy and IDC development head of Creative Council for Creative Education. He's been a researcher and leader with broad experience and expertise. There's been many companies involved like Nokia and Accenture, and he's also a person of many our advisor positions in many government things like in India, and he has a Master of Science degree in wireless communications and his PhD research area is editing zones for large platform. So, welcome to the stage, Heramb Kulkarni.
This was the formal thing. It was required. Okay, thanks, Chris. It's going to be a combination of a discussion plus questions, and for that, you will have a voice. Excellent. So because we have someone who is already there and the important person, we'll introduce him in due course of time. But just for introduction, this panel is about the combination of views from academia, views from tech companies, at the same time views from government at large. So I would like to invite here first panelist, Riku. Aikio. Please welcome. Just have a So, Riku is a master's in history, and he has a long experience and expertise. Yes. Thanks. And actually, he's a teacher trainer, quite a long experience, quite energetic. Yes, exactly. And because I can say this because he's father of four. So this is what Riku is having. So Riku is heading the concept on live platform, and hear what exactly he has done, what is his methodology. Then we have another energetic person coming up, Kimmo. Kumpulainen. He is the CEO and founder of my heart. So we will see that what he has developed and what is the idea behind that. Welcome. We have got a voice, we have words as well. So now we have Katri. Katri is the CEO and founder of Kimmo.
नहीं आ रहा.
It is said that politicians are mainly are there great mess, but some of the politicians are there clean up the mess. And here we have one of the prominent politician and one important person. You can see him here live. He is the Deputy Chief Minister and at the same time he is the Education Minister of Government of Delhi. Manish Sisodia, please welcome him. So Manish ji, just on this side, can you hear us well?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your voice is cracking. I'm hardly able to get what is being said there.
Oh, okay. How about this? Is it better?
I don't know. Say something.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Either we try.
Are you getting my voice clear? I mean, am I clear to you?
Yes, your voice is very clear.
But your voice is cracking, and in fact, I'm getting a lot of comments from my friends who are trying to watch this online. They are also saying the audio is very poor.
Okay, we are technical people. So try to find it. Hello, is it better now?
Say something more.
Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I think it's better than earlier.
It's so okay. Okay, it's better.
Yeah.
Okay. So Manish is by heart he is a social activist. He is not a standard politician who comes with a big crowd, but he is quite a down-to-earth person. More importantly, he looks at every aspect quite in minute way. He, along with his entire team, was here just last month, the month of September, and actually we interacted a lot. And his vision of Delhi, we are going to hear. At the same time, we are going to hear what new things he is doing right now there with his entire team. You can see his entire team. And just to say hi to everyone, you can see everyone here.
He's saying hi to everybody here.
Oh, okay. So you can see here now. But for typing, we will concentrate here, this camera on the video here. We want it to make very lean, only because we want to make sure that this impact is lean anyway. So that's what is planned. So we have Manish. So welcome Manish, and we'll start now with one more introduction. We will take the view from the government, we'll take the view from companies, and the most important view is from research angle. So here we have an introduction audience, in reality totally from different continent, Australia. So welcome Katri. All of us have already interacted an introduction. She is a teacher at Harvard and she really interacts.
कुछ है थोड़ा सा.
It's not learning which makes her important, but research oriented. She takes various impact solutions. The area is the field where she uses the technology for reading ability. She has done that work with quite a challenge. Altogether, we hear from her and how it really works on. This is what we are going to have. So we have kind of here in place. Now let's try to ask one question for everyone of you. We are talking about technology, but is it really a fact? Or I want to opinion from you. future classroom be without technology? Who thinks yes, it can be without technology? Okay, exactly. So I was just about to come to that point. We have many demographics here. We are coming from different nationalities. So we are coming from where the basic infrastructure is abundance, from where this basic infrastructure is a challenge. Even in that part, we can see that the one thing which is common everywhere in 2029, everyone is having everywhere. Quality and capability can be different. We have this. So my question is this part again. In near future, maybe in 10 years, can we see the classrooms without technology? And yes, please use your box. Just do that also. So that Manish can also. Because I guess you said context for one of the problems that takes here. Yes, exactly. Anyone? Okay, so this basic idea. So we have a mixed reactions right now. Let's see how goes the future. And I guess these are required things to be addressed. Let's see what is the future for us. So just to make sure that we are in sync for each of this, uh, we went through three sections of information technology development. First one was mainly about the infrastructure. Required for getting internet, using it, this availability of that, being PC, project was available in the homes. That was mainly towards manufacturing. That was towards manufacturing. Second kind of edtech, which is still ongoing, is mainly in Finland as well. We can see that it's about the mobile tablets using technologies mainly the devices, and it is more about analytics, behavioral science. And now we are looking. Yes, hello.
I'm sorry to say, but I'm not able to hear anything because your voice is cracking. Whenever you come closer to the laptop, I'm able to hear you. Other than this, I'm not able to hear what is being said there. So I would request that if you can discuss with me first and maybe then discuss there.
Yes.
Okay.
So I guess
it will be better because I can't hear whatever is being said. Whenever you go far from the laptop, I'm not able to hear you. From here, I can hear you, but other than this, when you are speaking on the mic to other side, it's not possible for me to get what's being said.
Okay, how about this right now?
Right now, it is fine.
Excellent.
But no other voice, like the other speaker, you said, I was not able to hear anything.
Oh, great, perfect. I will come back to this one.
Thank you.
Sure. So this was about the third solution where we are going to have. Can we have a solution where the student-centric approach and more pedagogical approach are coming in place, and maybe this time we will be able to find out the answer. If not, we will try to find out how it is there. So with this basic context in place, I am anyway going to Manish on this part. So Manish, can you help us to understand from country like India and one of the advanced state, Delhi, how you think that the entire government is thinking about the education development as a whole, and mainly about your initiatives on giving technology to the teachers and so on. That's maybe what's your thinking, and you can start maybe with your problem statements and then with the solutions.
Yeah, Heramb, I think you are able to hear me.
Yes, very well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Before I go to your question, I would like to give some data about Delhi's education. Delhi is India's national capital. Here in Delhi, we have 4.1, more than 4 million students actually, more than 4 million. And we have government-run schools more than 1,000. Other than this, 1,800 are private schools. When I say private schools, this means they are not free, they charge. They're expensive ones also. Then, we have 135,000 school teachers in Delhi. A student pursuing higher education is more than 1 million. And students in technical education, which largely engineering and applied sciences, they are 50,000. So, this is basic data when I say and talk about Delhi education as overall scenario. Just to remind, just to recall, we came out of a newly emerged party called Aam Aadmi Party in India. Aam Aadmi Party is not very old party, it's only 2-3 years old political party. We contested the election in Delhi and we won 67 out of the 70 assembly seats. So, which effectively means that people of Delhi were really looking for a big change. And the biggest change they were expecting was in education. We have started working in education when we came into power 1.5 years back, and we found that we did some cross verification of the facts about education. Here we found that the student classroom ratio was very poor. I had classrooms when I came here where one teacher used to teach more than 100 students. While sitting in Finland, you can feel surprised, but this is a fact. This was a fact that many of them show 1 and more than 100. The highest one I was having was 1 versus 174 in a classroom. So it's almost impossible to teach in such a situation. So we have been working on constructing more classrooms, more schools here in last 1.5 years. We have added 8,000 classrooms to our school infrastructure. More we are adding so that we can bring down the classroom teacher ratio, student ratio. Then, I mean, in practice, again, one thing that I don't know how much you can realize while sitting in Finland, that non-teaching work being assigned to teachers was also a crucial problem which we have tried to solve. They used to go for family register, to community, to voter card registration. All these activities used to be taken up by teachers. So we have, for last 1.5 years, we have stopped that. Another thing that there was especially in government schools, there was very poor engagement between parents and community. We started with parent-teacher meetings, and everybody said that how can this take place? So we made a festival kind of ambience in our government schools, that every time we call a parent-teacher meeting, we decorate schools, we celebrate it. Then there is a lot of buzz around the city that today is the parent-teacher meeting day. Nobody is supposed to go to offices, or nobody is supposed. All the people whose kids are studying in government school are supposed to come to government school. So we have made this a festive activity, parent-teacher engagement activity. So this is another initiative that we have taken. Another thing was that the classroom teaching methodology in our school, especially in government school, was very faulty. It's very poor. It's not student-centric. It's curriculum-centric. It's bookish many times. So what we have done in last 1.5 years, it's a very short span. We have reduced the syllabus, and as you say in Finland, playing is also working and reading. So we have been trying to introduce this playing while studying, learning through play, learning through activities. We have been increasing this. And the most important thing that I have been focusing on, and especially while coming back from Finland, understanding what's the crux of Finland education, is the teachers training. The quality of teachers is very important. I saw in Finland, I saw in other part of the world also, that teacher quality and training of teachers is the very important very important part of education. So in my government, we have decided that we'll focus more on teachers training. For your information, we have last budget, we increased the teachers. It was 10 crore rupees earlier. Now it's 100 crore rupees. So we have increased it 10 times, more than 10 times actually. So teachers training is also important part. Then there is a big gap between the market demands and the higher education. If we come out for higher education thing, lots of time I see that conventional courses are being continued. When I visited, like especially Brazil, Australia, and other countries, Germany I visited, I found that the higher education, especially education related to technology, science, and applied sciences, is directly related to community and market demands. So we are trying to fix this gap, and if market can run the courses, market can design the courses. If the industries can design the courses and run those courses, especially for applied science skill courses. So this is all what we are doing, but still there is a lot to do. I mean, lot to be done. So government has taken lots of. Hello, are you getting me? Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's fantastic now.
Excellent. Okay. So actually, I was just trying to find out the solution. So I found it. Thank you. Okay. So now you can hear everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. Let some other person say something, and then I can tell you.
No. Okay. So I guess we can be able to continue. Okay. You were making your last point on this part. So
yeah, I was telling that many of the government initiatives that we have taken, as I said, teachers training, infrastructure, parent-teacher engagement. Then some of the facilities, I was very impressed while I was in a government school in Finland, Helsinki, and I saw teachers using tablet to have each and every data. Even if I wanted to have a photo of one student, and the teacher told me that, look, let me check in my tab first whether the parents have actually given permission or not, and that all the data was there, available there on her tablet. So I was impressed with that idea, and here after coming back from Finland, I asked my officers that all the teachers should have tab, and there should be one application on which they have been working. So networking, and we have started working on that. My teachers are going to Cambridge also, and I'm planning to send some more teachers to Finland to visit some of the head of the schools, principals. So these are the things that we are working. I look forward to learn and work together more with you, and especially teachers in Finland, schools in Finland, another part of the world also as well. Because today we are living in an age where we can't think of Indian citizen, we can't think of Delhi citizen. In our schools, we have to work for global citizen.
Excellent. So thank you for that entire. By the way, actually, now you can hear me well, but we could hear you all well, very well. So thank you for that brief introduction and setting the stage how the things are working in Delhi. Quite a challenging environment. Similar challenging environment was also, or in fact, is also there in some other part of the world. But there is a solution which has been planned, and that's a Catherine. And Catherine works with the school in Australia, and she did her first study on this part. So if you can explain us what exactly the study was about, what was the problem statement?
Hi, yes, I decided to teach at a school that was very challenging. People warned me not to go to that school, but I thought I wanted to have a go and see how it works. The children in that school were academically far behind. They had many behavioral issues, and many of them were traumatized as well. So when I started teaching them, I realized that we have all the technology in the classroom. We have the interactive whiteboard, iPads, laptops, everything. But many teachers still taught in a very traditional fashion, and they would just use that as something extra, not for learning specifically always. And I found that those children who were against learning in a traditional way had so much fun when it came to using technology that I thought I would like to see how I can enhance their learning through the use of technology. So I downloaded the very same books that we would use in the class for reading onto the iPads, and they would do the same reading there. And immediately there was a change in the classroom. Already the behavior was much better. They were so engaged simply to have an iPad compared to a book in their hand, because traditionally they thought that they could not read in a book, that they would not be successful. But so when they had iPads, suddenly they said, oh, this is fun, this is cool, we'll give it a go. And it was also easier for them because the iPads are so interactive and they're used to them. They use them at home, or they use their parents' phones at home. So it wasn't difficult for them. They couldn't read words in the book, but they could easily find their way around an iPad, I found. It was a lot easier for them. But anyway, so my research was to see if I could improve their reading motivation and, of course, their reading ability through the use of iPads in the reading classroom. And it was quite an eye-opener for me, because I knew that they enjoyed using the iPads, but their reading motivation increased so much, and also their learning, because I had two groups that I could compare, and the one group that used the iPads just made rapid progress compared to the other group who stayed either on the same level or made very slow progress. So for me, it was a really good experiment to do in that school, and I haven't seen any other teacher prior to that use the iPads for reading specifically, and I thought that I did use it in all other subjects as well, because I simply like the iPad, but I found that for reading there were many benefits that we haven't explored before, and there were really good results.
Excellent. So how long this study was altogether?
That particular experiment went over 6 months, but I did results after 8 weeks, because I did the 3 different cycles. And reading can't always be tested in a really short time, but I could measure steps of success after 8 weeks, and then and went on. I first started only with reading motivation, because prior to that, the children didn't even want to read. They would just misbehave instead of coming to read. So I first got them to be interested in reading and to enjoy it. And then after that, I went on to the next cycle where I improved their reading fluency through using interactive apps for, say, Readers Theatre, where they could improve how they read and the comprehension as well. And we took it from there. So it was first just changing their mindset about that learning can be fun, but also that they can have success, that it's not impossible for them, because that's what they believed. And after that, we extended, the next cycle.
Okay, excellent. I guess there is one question from the audience. Can you please get the microphone, please?
Oh, here, Jane. Here, Jane.
Yes, yes.
How old are the children that you worked with?
Those children were 6 and 7 year olds, so they were in first and second grade, but they were typically 18 months behind in their reading. So many of them were not even on the first level of reading. So they were really the struggling readers.
I guess Manish just mentioned about something, but I guess it was missed in between. I guess Manish, you are doing one fantastic activity called Reading Ability Index to be improved for Delhi. And here is one of the observations which has been made. Are you using some kind of technology in your that experiment altogether? You can explain it.
Actually not much of technology is being used, because as I gave you, the number is very huge here, and we have been reading. Before becoming Minister of Education, I used to read about education, and I used to feel very sad that maximum of the students who are studying in grade 6, 7, 8 are not able to read their own textbooks. So when I came here, I started engaging with teachers, and I inspired them to do their own survey. And each and every student was studied, taken care of. And now I can say with full authority that 74% of our own students in government schools are not able to read their own textbooks well. So 2-3 months back only we have done this survey. Now we have fixed a target date for ourselves, that is 14th November. That 14th November will till the 14th number, we'll work individually with each and every child and make them learn to read their own textbooks. Then only they can learn. Then only they can understand what we are trying to teach them. So that's what we are working. But all this is being worked through teacher versus student engagement. Recent thing that we have added here is we have called it reading melas. Come out of schools. We are inviting community people to our local parks, and we are requesting students to come there voluntarily. Those who are not able to read their own textbooks, we are requesting parents to come with their kids. Those who are not able to read their textbooks, we are inviting them to nearby parks, and we are asking community people to come and work with them, to teach them, to engage with them. So the results are very encouraging. So I think right now, we are in a very different situation here. We can't. It's easy to think that we'll hand over some technology or some gadget to our student and they can start learning. But simultaneously, the environment of education, environment of reading, environment of abilities. So parents, teachers, community, all of them are coming together. And whenever it's possible, we'll add on technology.
So practically here we can see that one of the studies which has been made, and I guess Katri was also in the same challenging environment as you, and I guess she did it, and maybe at a small scale, but when it goes to the bigger scale, there are own challenges, and I guess, Manish, you are the one who can solve those things.
My scale at my level is very high.
Yes, exactly. So now let's go to the next part of the story, where nowadays we can see that there is a typical difference is there actually. The kids who are born after maybe 1990s or 2000 onwards, they are born into the age of mobile phones. And whereas the people who are before that, for them it's a new thing to start with, and then they get accustomed to that. So it is very obvious that the kids use these applications quite easily, and the learning curve for the kids is quite fast as compared to the teachers. So we have here Riku, energetic person. He has come some with where the teachers and students found some common problems. It was about collaboration. So what was the exact problem? What you tried to find it about the motivation of the kids? What was that?
Yeah, I am going to use the class.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so yeah. Before I answer that, so I just go back to the beginning. So I definitely think that the classroom can survive without technology. I have been teaching 20 years. So now one of my best experiences is when I'm alone as a teacher with my class, and when we are chasing ideas, when we are discussing. So I think I'm working on a edtech startup. So, but for me, the holiest thing in school is the communication between an adult and the students or the pupils. So nothing can interrupt that. So, but for me, technology just enables things to do. But I like Heramb. You mentioned that, and then again, I said that you said that I have 4 sons. That's true. So, and I have been, my oldest is 23 and the youngest is 12. And when I have been watching my youngest son growing up, a tablet and phone in his hand, and when I see what he is doing after school with the tablet or phone, he's doing amazing stuff. He is creating his own digital stories. But when we go to school, at least also in Finland here, so maybe you think that, okay, Finland is very tech-savvy and the teachers know everything. But the common thing is that, okay, the kids, they are not allowed to use all their skills, what they are doing after school, in their everyday schoolwork, because the teachers don't know how to allow them to do that. So I think that is one of the most important things, that, okay, teachers know that we have to do things differently, and the kids think that, say, why can't we use these at school as well? Because I can use the technology very productively, but I'm not allowed to do that because either the teacher don't know how to let me, or what are the good pedagogical ways. And I think that really is the thing that, okay, we have to help the teachers to find right pedagogical ways to use the ICT. And also one other thing is that we have to find ways how to motivate and engage those students. Like Katri mentioned, that, okay, reading with iPad can be a motivating thing, but I think that there is a lot more in the mobile devices that we can motivate and engage those students. And for us, well, I'll tell it later, but it's the game. It's a magical pedagogical tool. Perfect.
So the game is one aspect of the part, but also for checking the objectives, that what exactly I'm doing, how I'm progressing. Can there be any help which is required? And for that, Kimmo has some problem statement for him as well.
Yes, as for the first question, I would say that there can be teaching and a lot of learning, actually majority of learning that can be done without technology, but if the teacher, like Riku said, knows how to use and enhance and add some value with technology, then it can be. But about the challenge that we have in modern day school is that most of the students, or some of the students, are not motivated. And one reason for lack of motivation, according to research, is that students don't know why they are in school. They just come there, they do what the teacher tells them, they give them back, then they just wait passively what to do next. So the students don't understand the big picture as we adults do, and that's backed by brain research, motivational research. And we could and should help students, even from the youngest age to the adult education, to see and understand what are the skills, define the skills, talk about the skills, teach, learn in different ways in real life, in digital world, and then assess, stop, and talk about those skills. Make them visible and clear. And if we can manage that, me as a teacher, I will know exactly what I'm supposed to teach. The students will know what they are supposed to learn. And if we have some systems, some ways to communicate and follow the progress, even the smallest children will understand and be motivated by their progress if they see the reason why they are in school, to learn new skills that they can see go forward. Yes.
Okay, great.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Can you give me an example, like, of that, of like different ages, like a 5-year-old, 9-year-old, 15-year-old?
Yeah.
Please use microphone as well. Yes, thank you.
Okay, I can tell you an example of different age groups.
Yeah.
Again, it comes back to the curriculum. What are you supposed to teach to the children? But if we incorporate subject matters like can I write in letter A, or if we include 21st century skills like teamwork, we should make those as clear as possible. Teamwork is too abstract for a kid. We have to break it into smaller parts and teach them how to ask questions, how to offer help, how to take the youngest or the quietest child into a play with a small child. And if we take those as learning targets, then we learn those, follow those, and assess those. Then me as a teacher, I can help them. And if they are students, they can know these are the things that we are learning and I'm getting better at. So basically, it's breaking down the big curriculum into bite-sized pieces that the students can understand.
So have you developed an app or a program to support that? Is that what Skills Up is?
Yes, basically that is what we have done in electronic software size, but we have also done it when I was a teacher for 14 years, I used to do that also on paper. So it's possible with any technology, but the basic idea is that the student will understand what they are doing and what they are expected to do, and they can see the progress.
Yeah, and at the same time, we'll come back to the solution also. These are the basic understanding. We'll try to find what exactly skills are there. Yes, please get the microphone. Yeah. Yes. Ooh, oh, it's too far.
Yeah, I just wanted to know that, as you very rightly said about understanding a bigger picture, that generally does not happen, because when you have to break things into smaller parts, you tend not to understand the bigger picture. And I think, as you rightly said, maybe it is not very important for a child to understand that, but for a teacher to understand the bigger picture would be very crucial, right? So do you also have something developed for teachers where that connectivity could be developed?
Yes, that is exactly our point. That normally when we teach something, we teach the big picture to everyone the same pace. So the teacher has a picture in his or her head, but if we can help the teacher to also break down and make the big picture as concrete as possible, it takes some time for teachers to do that if they are not accustomed to do it. But it's possible for every teacher if they practice it. And then it's more easier to understand and explain to the children too.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we have the basic new domain in which we will set our objectives and plan it. But if you see that nowadays, mainly the college-going students as well as the young students would like to interact a lot socially, but mainly online, not in physically. Physically will come later on. So we have something, Katri identified this as a problem and tried to find some solution. So what was exactly the problem and how did you try to do it?
Well, basically my background is from the research project where I tried to find out why people participate as adults voluntarily to I think it was over 6-7 years of movie project. And I wanted to know why did they participate even after there was no pressure from school, there was no pressure from work, but they just wanted to do it. And the basic need is that people want to help each other. If they have skills, which they know they can use, and the task is small enough, they are ready to do it. So basically what I would like to see is that in the educational world or in the schools and universities, that people would use more blended learning and use different kind of methods how to, like you said, that sort of like bits and pieces to build up the bigger picture. And I know it's a challenge because the teacher should know the whole bigger picture with all the targets and the goals. But these goals, then again, those might be different for different kind of students or different kind of kids. So for one kid, it's already a huge step that they can take the iPad and they sort of like get inspired and they realize that, okay, I can make this. They sort of like learn how to learn with the device. And on the other hand, you have the extra skilled, talented on a different level, that they are already like jumping much further. So how to take care of all of these, even in the same group. And for me, I think that there's a need also to keep these students in the same group and not necessarily on different groups. But it will be a challenge to the teacher. And with my platform, my goal is to sort of combine the personal path, how you go forward in your learning, how you learn new things with your own pace, with your own goals, and then again compare that one to the bigger goals which the school has to have because of the curriculum and because of the national and global requirements and you name it. So there are sort of like different levels you need to take a grab on and try to compare. But most likely the inspiration and the motivation comes from the individual. So basically, if the teacher is not inspired of the new technology as such, it's going to show as well, so you can't force it. And that means that it's a really good to hear, like he said from the India part, that teacher training is important. Because it's also that if teachers, when they teach, they have their own methods. And to inspire them to use it with all the new devices is something important as well for the employer. So I was interested to know that what did happen in the school where you were. Did you get also the other teachers to take sort of like to use the same case with their own students, or was it like a small case that you were the only inspired?
Yes, at first it was just me. I worked together with another teacher in the class. She is a bit older than me and more traditional, and she said to me she doesn't know much about technologies. She will look at it, but she doesn't really want to use it. So she did become a bit more interested as we went along and as she saw results. But she felt that the methods that she's been using all these years should still be good enough. And I have found that many teachers have a resistance, older ones especially, to adapt to new ways, because they think we have been using this for a long time and there was nothing wrong with that. And there hasn't been much training for us. I have never received any training in anything to do with technology at all. And I know some schools do a bit of that. But I think if there's more training, people will realize the possibilities, because at the moment they don't always understand what are the possibilities.
Yes, please go ahead. It's an open platform.
Okay,
so please
just a short comment to that one. One way to ease up this for the teachers might be that the principal of the school or the administration side of the school, perhaps they could ease up it by offering similar tools to the teachers. I know teachers like to select also different kind of apps, but for those teachers who are not so confident of going on with the new devices and with the new apps, it might be a good thing that there's a working community that can support each other using the same tools. So this way you get the better knowledge how to use it. You get your own cases which you can share. But if each of those teachers are using different tools, it means that it's going to be scattered, and it's much more difficult also for the school, for example, to collect and combine the data.
Actually, that's what the National Board of Finland right now is doing. There's an open application right now for schools to apply some money to organize that kind of tutor teaching program in the local schools.
Yes, exactly. I guess that really works. Because I guess that method which has been proposed really works well, because we need to have someone who is technically sound, understand the technology, and at the same time pedagogically advanced teacher can be able to combine together. And I guess that's the proposal which is in there, which is in way. So one of the thing which now what I'm working on, that's what actually I would like to say on this part, because my area is in the field of edutech and large classrooms. But one of the problem statement which you mentioned was about screen time. And that I found also, as you found it from your son, I found it also from my son, that whenever he comes back, he opens his tablet. And same problem statement was given to us by government of Goa. Goa is a quite fine state, and where they gave 30,000 tablets to the 7th grade students. And until it was, the students were using their dad's or mom's mobile phones, and it was easy to get it back because, okay, I have work, I want my device back. But now the device is their own. They have their own device, and students, teachers, parents, nobody knows what the actual they are doing on the part. So on day one, when everybody got the tablet, everybody was happy, there was a good news. But after 6 months, parents were complaining to the government, take them out, and either way block Facebook, block Twitter, or block all video games. So then government asked us that what is the solution for this? Then we came up with quite an innovative solution. We'll discuss about that, what exactly was that. But that's my problem statement. We have already identified one problem statement from each one of us. Now, instead of coming to the problems, nowadays it's more important to give the solutions. So I will start first with you, Riku. So what solution you started with?
Yeah, the problems were that, okay, the teachers need help to find pedagogically sound ways to use ICT in their teaching, and the other one was that how can we engage the students? So, and we have created a platform for every teacher to create educational games. But we are not talking about using the game, we are not talking about virtual gaming. So we are not talking about the games in tablets. But we are talking about using the game as a pedagogical tool to get people motivated, to get people engaged. And the other thing is that, okay, the teacher can create the game to any physical environment. In Finland, we are talking about now the phenomenon-based learning. It's something like project-based learning or stuff like that. So the aim is that we take the learning from inside the classroom to the real world, and you are going to study the real world phenomena. And in this case, we can use the help of technology, because with tablets and phones, there's a huge arsenal where you can document the reality. You can take videos, you can make animations, you can take pictures, and you can send the answers with our platform, Seppo, the platform. You can send the answers to the teacher, who is always monitoring the game online. It's a very social and co-creation tool for teachers and the students. So you can be, the other thing that is good thing in the mobile device is that you can be always connected to your students wherever they are. If they are moving around in the schoolyard, or if they are in the museum, or if they are in the city center with like university students. So you can be always connected to them. You can give online feedback for their answers and their videos or text a poem or whatever the answer is. So we are trying to help teachers to use these tablets very creatively. And creating a game, it's just 3 steps and then you go. So me as a teacher, I know that I have a very little time to create something new. And with Seppo, you can create the game in 15 minutes. So, and we can guarantee that your students, they will be engaged. They love this kind of learning where there is physical movement also in part of the learning curve.
So are you taking some inspiration from the recent games in nearby?
Well, yeah, actually, everybody knows the Pokemon Go thing. Okay, Seppo is a kind of Pokemon Go for serious gaming. So you can, with the game, you can study mathematics, biology, physics, whatever. And we have also the content library on the side where you can pick ready-made games, and then you can modify them and share with your colleagues and stuff like that. So it's a very social community thing as well. So that's how, if you create a good game and you know also you create some pedagogically good exercises, you can share with your colleagues or the community, and that's how this system goes on and on. So you can also contribute the whole community by sharing your ideas.
Excellent, excellent. So I guess you can be able to see it exactly at seppo.io.
Yeah, seppo.io is I can give you my cards and some brochures afterwards.
Yes, exactly. Right. So Kim, so I guess you started with your problem statement. You explained it brief, but I guess people are more interested in what exactly is.
Yes. We provide two things, of which the most important part is teacher training. And what we are going through with the teachers is the process of learning and, of course, the assessment. Most of the students and teachers, and especially parents, think that assessment is something that is done by an exam at the end of the course, and it only tells you what you did. Okay, that's one way to do it. But what we like to help the teachers, the students, even the parents, is, like I said, is to break the longer period of time into smaller, particular goals, tasks, things related on what we are doing in school this week. And it's a cycle of defining a goal, learning it many ways in real life, in books, digital devices, and then stopping and asking the student to say, are you good at this, or how good are you at this? Then the teacher can also give feedback. It's a continuous loop that we talk about the things that we are doing, and what our solution does is to visualize the progress in weekly, monthly, even up to a year of progress in different graphic displays. But the most important part, like I said, is the teacher's mindset. If I want to assess and teach something, I have to be clear and I have to be open about it. For example, in Finland, we have 7 core skills, like you must have realized on your school tour. So we have to teach these general skills like entrepreneurship in every subject. If you're a math teacher, you have to teach cultural awareness. You have to teach entrepreneurship. You have to teach teamwork, communication skills. But now it's up to the teacher to think, what are these in my grade and my lessons? How I'm going to teach these? It takes some time for the teachers to set their minds so they can start teaching and assessing and talking about these things with even the smaller first graders. So that's what we want to help, is to make the teachers, students speak the same language at the same level, and make technology help us to build the big picture from the small parts.
Excellent. So Kimmo, I guess we'll have a discussion about after this part also about how it is really in practice, and if you can show something, that would be really great. Okay, so teachers training was a content or the concept on which it started on, and Manish has given. Where is Manish? Okay, he has already left. Hello. Hello. Okay, he left there actually. Actually, he just sent to me message that Anyway, so it doesn't matter. But point here is that sorry. Okay, so point here is that the government of Delhi has started this concept of giving tablets to the teachers, and which comes at a very high cost for government as a whole. But when it comes to the actual implementation after giving those tablets, what we have observed that it takes good amount of training for the teachers, as well as there is a requirement that whatever the tablet should have, applications and everything should be scalable for the teachers to understand very easily, and so on. So I guess with the help of this dialogue, if Manish is still there, he will be able to tell us more about what exactly his vision about how he's going to give it, what is his plan to roll out the entire 50,000 tablets, how he can be able to get help from most of the collaborators, and what is his plan. Actually, he is having some plan in mind. He was about to tell about that, but don't worry, we will book it for him. So now coming to this, the same point where the Gemilo comes into picture, where you have some solution which you started with. Can you just explain about it?
So basically, Gemilo is, first of all, it's a combination of our values. It's gem like the jewelry or really good card in a card game, and joy in English is the word for ilo. All our platforms are developed for supporting people who work. So it's sort of like, for me, sorry to say this, but it's sort of like it doesn't matter if you're teaching or doing some other kind of work in a school, in a university, or in any company. It's basically based on interaction, sharing materials, co-editing, collaborating, following different kind of tasks, and whether you accomplish the tasks or not. So basically what my platform does is it's a cloud-based service, and it includes the administration level to really manage the whole school or the university and get the grades and follow up the absence or presence and that sort of stuff, sort of like the normal features. And then there is the learning part, which is then done either on projects, so project-based learning, or as co-edited workspaces, where even the student can actually create together the learning materials, or it can be just held on by the teacher. So it depends on the teacher how he or she wants to teach. If they are ready, they can combine from different kind of subjects, all the students, to work together. So basically the same idea as Seppo told about this basic principle for Finnish teachers, that you need to, in mathematics, you need to think about entrepreneurship as well. So the idea is that you could actually have a sort of like more abstract goal, like environmental issues, and then practice mathematical skills, your grammar, your self-evaluating skills, and everything in the same workspace. And it means that the teachers will be together from those subjects, teaching the kids in the same workspace. And it's not like divided by the subjects anymore. Of course, it's also possible, but I strongly suggest that try on the phenomenal-based learning. Then there are these normal social media features. You have status updates, blogging, group profiles. And the basic idea, for example, for me is that I'm using the same system. I have a smaller company, so I don't need the training and education part of that in my company so much. But the basic core feature is stream. So if you use, for example, Twitter or Facebook, you know that you follow up what your friends are doing, and you want to know what are the latest updates. So the same idea in this platform is that you can follow up from the streams what is happening in the school or in the department in overall, and then you can go sort of like to the smaller sections and look just the stream of one course, or then look the stream of the student, or look the stream of the teacher. And it's not just for viewing, but you can actually discuss on the stream, and you can download different kind of materials from the stream. And the idea is that when you open up a content, it's always something that you can collaborate on. So it's wiki type participation for the people.
Okay.
What's the name of the platform?
It's
Gemilo.
Gemilo Education. Yeah. So basically, if you go to my website, it's mostly for the business. So it's the business intelligence, knowledge management, and enterprise information management. But you can ask more information from Heramb, and he will be there to help you further.
So Gemilo.fi or Gemilo.com. That's.
One of the problems I ran into in the past was that the school I used to work for worked on a project-based or phenomenal-based methodology. And it was hard for us to cover, to check if we had covered all the content that was required through the year. So your platform, is it possible to link a project with the contents required for, if you understand what I mean?
Yeah, and it can also calculate the study weeks if you are following up the sort of like that this will bring up you, is it the right English word? Credits, yeah, that's the correct term. So it can calculate those as well. So it depends on the structure, of course, what you are doing on the project, because you are actually creating the tasks and following those up. So, but I think it works well because you have these top subjects, which you can then check that all the sort of like subtasks are done, then the subject is ready. And all those are followed every time by the assignees. So there's always the personal profile collecting automatically the reports. And it's also for the vocational schools working in a way that they make, for example, here in Finland, the Tampere University of Applied Sciences is our customer. So they have this, the student makes a contract, for example, with a local company that they will work for the company, or they make a thesis work to the company, and they make the contract together. And from that contract, the school gets actually already the reports that, okay, that these teachers are coaching this student, so they can check that the teacher is doing his or her coaching work, and then they can get the credits, and then they even get the company details. So actually they get a sort of CRM, so customer relationship management for the school, based on the actual work with what the students do. So this is basically for, of course, for the older students, not for the kids.
Can you give us an idea of how many schools have implemented your systems?
Not too many yet. So we are starting on this one. So basically, at the moment, it's there has been a city with all the schools together. So it can also make the structure that you have sort of like the city organization with all the schools in it. Then there are some private schools which are using it. For example, they have created their own courses and they have the assessments, but those are basically, they are using it now for the more traditional way that you can submit the assessment, and then you can give credits and grades and check the results and check the absence lists and that sort of things, and then make the discussions during the lessons as well. So I'm waiting for the cases where we could actually really try to motivate the larger one and really like go over the barriers of the subject and topics, which I think that is something which would build more intelligence and knowledge even for the teachers. And you could use it so much for the citizen democracy, and you could use it for the local projects, and really affect also on sort of like outside of the school together, and still make excellent learning results.
Thank you.
Okay, so I guess that's the one of the important aspect, mainly on the phenomenon-based learning, because we heard about it for last 3 days, and actually because in Gemilo there is a features we can be able to combine teams together, we can be able to get the task assigned to each other, and I guess that's the one of the important aspect which can be done there. So, okay, one of the problem statement which was been already given here was about the screen time and how it can be able to affect it. So there are some biological aspects of that, but bigger problem is mainly with the parents. The parents have to keep the kids engaged, but not all the time. They have to give them some time of their own so that we can work on our own, have some own personal time. And so this problem was identified at personal level and also at the government level, where the government of Goa did not find it worth to give the tablets, but they have still bought more than 70,000 tablets in the storage, and they were about to yet to give it to them, students. So what is the solution? So one of the solutions which was being provided by one of the experts was to block the websites, to block the applications. But then we said that if you block Facebook, if you block YouTube, if you block video games installations, then they will anyway throw away. So in fact, whatever your investment is in place, it will go in vain. So instead of that, how about this part? So we created a simple solution for that, where you first have to work on something which is learning related. So you have to work on some problems, you have to answer them. After answering them, for each correct answer, you will get a fun time bonus. So for each correct answer, you will get 5 minutes of Facebook or 10 minutes of Twitter. And then you can accumulate this part. And once you accumulate many things, and then you can be able to have, let's say, 1 hour of fun time. So that's what been proposed as a solution. And then the government of Goa took it, and it was given as a first step solution, just to have some small problems, objectives, multiple choice questions, and then it worked. Then there was one more requirement came in place. How about connecting the homework? Because in Finland we don't have much of homework, but in India, for example, there is a lot of homework in place, and teachers have a big task of giving homework, correcting it, and I guess half of the teachers do not check that homework at all. So how it can be able to do that, so that we connected some of the homework questions which have been created by teachers, at the same time some of the ready-made ones, and those questions first will come on the screen for entire 1 week. Like example, if this week the mathematics teachers start with fractions, so 6th grade students will get fractions questions whenever he will open the tablet. He will answer those questions, he will try to find good answers for that, and for each correct answer he will get 5 minutes time. He will accumulate it for, let's say, 20 correct part, 100 minutes he will accumulate, and then 100 minutes he can be able to use Facebook. This worked well, mainly because it was required to give a feedback back to teacher. It was required mainly to understand the parents, that how the students are being able to work on, and they don't need to stop them, because once you consume your time, your applications get blocked. So that's called a screen time control, and that's what we are working on. Now the next version where we are putting is about the behavioral part in this part, that how much time it takes one particular student to answer it. If at all the answers are known, and if he answers within 5 seconds, then we are going to give more difficult questions and so on. So those kind of things we are working on place. So this is, I guess, we try to find multiple solutions for the same basic problem, how the central activity of learning can take place. So I request now, Catherine, again, if that you have made some basic understanding, and based on that, if you want to scale that up at the large scale, what thing that you will really need? If you want to see that same experiment which you did in your school, if you want to scale it for the entire city or entire state, what thing you need really in place?
Well, I think there needs to be more cooperation among the teachers in the school and in the different schools, and people need to talk about the benefits, because this is now, it's say in my town, it's something quite new. People haven't thought of doing it that way before. So we need to discuss it, and we need to look at the benefits, and other people need to come on board and do the same thing and see what results they get and build on from there is how I see it. And already I have been invited to go to another town to explain to them so that we can just take it step by step. But the more people come on board and do it, the more results we have to look at, and the better it will become.
Excellent. Kimmo, I have the same question for you. If you want to scale it at a large scale, what do you think are the problems, mainly for all of us?
Okay. I would start from the, well, again, from the core of teacher skills and teacher training and how to scale it up. I would make two things. First of all, I would start to train the spearhead teachers, let's say 10% of teachers who are very motivated, who are, well, not especially, or might not be technical oriented, but willing to learn. And we would train those, and we would use those teachers and train those for a while and use their ability, their experiences to take on the next wave of teachers, then take the third wave and so on. So we can, in the end, we can teach all the teachers. And the other one is an incentive for the teachers. Why should I learn new things like how to collaborate or teach my students how to collaborate online with thousands of different students? If there is no reason, like achievement, feedback from the superiors, even pay raise or something, if there is no motivation for a teacher or positive motivation, it might be slowing down the eagerness to willing to learn more. There are always the 10% of the teachers who want to learn everything new there is, but I'm talking about the rest of the 80% that are still thinking, is this a good idea or not? And who would be helping me to get the tablet on how to use it? And who is the nearest person in my school that has used it, knows how to use it? I don't want to call to a stranger on the phone and ask. Okay. Maybe my screen time's up. Okay, yeah, I'm not. Okay.
No, but I guess you made a. Your mic time is up now. Dude, who want to comment on?
Yep. Oh, it's still working.
Yes.
So yeah, actually we also do teacher training, and we just made a deal with the biggest private school organization in the world, James Education, and with them we decided, okay, we are doing the train the trainers program. So that's how it should go. But I just met teachers. I was last week a couple of days in Netherlands. We just had a workshop with 6 teachers in one school, and we walked through how to make a game. And the next Friday, 2 days after we had the workshop, the teacher, I got a tweet from her, and she said, I just created a game for 30 teachers, and it went brilliantly.
Oh,
so when technology is so easy that you can right away use it. So I think that they should. I totally agree what Kimmo said here a minute ago, that there should be some kind of willing to change the role of a teacher. So with technology, you become more and more like a facilitator or organizer. So the authority role comes down and something else comes instead of that. I just met the teachers in Lohja a few days ago, which is about an hour from Helsinki or Tampere. So and we talked about the changing role of a teacher with the teachers there, and some of there was one lady who said in the back row, says, I find it very relieving that I don't have to know everything, because there's a lot of information in the net. You can find the information there, and I don't have to be responsible for everything I said or to get the newest information. So you can compete with all the information in the world, but that's how the teacher's role is changing. And okay, we can discuss, there's a lot of information, and that's one thing about the 21st century skill. You have to be media, you have to have the media literacy to work on. And we can, like Kimmo mentioned, we can teach those skills with or without technology. But technology enables you to do that more easily because you get the everyday stuff because they are spending so much screen time.
Excellent, excellent, perfect. Any comments from the audience? Excellent. Okay, so can you get the box for you? Okay.
I think this was an excellent point that you made, because I think the teachers are scared of technology. They fear technology. They think that technology will make them, or they lag behind the students because of technology. The students know technology more than them. What you said is a point that we should make it to our teachers, that the fear factor should not be there, because now they need not know everything because it is open there. Rather, I think that they should be able to analyze the content more than giving more content, and that analytical skills of the teachers could be focused, because now they need not worry about the content. I think in countries like India, where it is very difficult to have so many good teachers, or maybe the teachers who are equipped and maybe training the teachers to that large extent, I think the ICT tools are very, very important. Rather more important in countries like India, where it is impossible to give this kind of good teachers and that kind of content everywhere in rural areas also. So a teacher could be a facilitator, where she could interpret the content to the students, could be her role. And this would really do wonders in our country.
Excellent, excellent. Do you want to add something?
Yeah, I totally understand. I have been meeting teachers in the Gulf area in the Middle East, and in Finland it's really easy to cope with teachers because we have the good teacher training, and teachers are capable to analyze everything they do, and they want to leave their mark, so they want to think independently. But in some countries, okay, the teachers, they need the ready-made content, and I press this button and the lesson will go on. So there must be some nearer in the future, or sometimes longer, there must be the change coming in. But for those, what we have decided, okay, we are creating kind of ready-made material for them also to use the motivating game to put the game factor in everything you do. So not everything, but to use game as a pedagogical tool. So there must be ready-made material, but for those teachers who are able to create your own youth stuff, so there should also be tools to that.
Yeah.
Okay, one comment. I totally agree. And when I speak of teacher training, I would always start from the values and things that what is my role as a teacher? What are my boundaries? What can I do? Do I have support from my superiors, my colleagues, the parents at home? Can I try, or can I say to the students that I don't know how to make a video? Let's learn together. If that is okay for me as a teacher to say, that's a big leap for many teachers. But it requires the support from the others, superiors, families, and so on. So that would be the place to start, from the teacher training and management training, to make a real effort and change.
Still one example, we had a teacher training with teachers from Helsinki Educational Department last Friday. It was about how to use games in this is difficult, entrepreneurship training or education. And I gave them a task that, okay, you have to make a video. If we are talking about 21st century kids and they're using videos and tablets as productive device, you have to make a 1-minute video about yourself with your iPhone, and you have to make a video where you set the task for the kids, and then you have to upload it to the platform. So if we ask them to do it, why we should also use these kind of methods as well. So if we can show that, okay, I can do it, it's not so difficult. So then I think that there's also the impression that we give for the kids that, okay, our teacher is using it, so why wouldn't I?
Excellent, excellent. So thank you. I guess that was a really good note, actually, and we are all really looking forward to have these solutions in place. One of the important aspects, which just to have a last end note, is to have a common experience, even if there are different solutions. So one of the user experience is really important here in this case. And for that, there is an option of creating a common platform on this part. So I guess Kimmo and entire team is working on creating a common platform under my school framework kind of thing. You can find the information about it on our website. This is how the future is looking like, and that's what we are all heading for. I take this as an opportunity to summarize this. Thank you very much to all the panelists and really active audience here. Really great. Yes, okay.
Just something out of the box, out of the devices, out of the software. I'm mother of 2 kids, 12 and 14 years old children, and I really love what the newest teacher for my daughter has done, and I thought that perhaps it might be something useful for you who teach, and it might be useful also for this kind of events where we sit down really a long time. So for the concentration and for the screen time, there's a small task what you can ask the kids or children to do. So for example, in their class, they have this called yllätyskyykky. It's a Finnish word. It's a surprise jump. So the teacher gives the kids freedom to point out in any time of the lesson that you could take a sort of like surprise. They scream or they shout that surprise jump, and it means that each of the members of the class will jump up. And the reason for that is that you need to get your blood circulation going on so that your brains are having blood enough as well. So sometimes we forget it in these kind of events as well, that we should like jump up and down every now and then. So it's also the basic change even in the class experience as such, that you don't just sit down and listen to something or even to discuss together like this, but you need some movement as well. And they have had really good results with that.
So shall we?
So are you now shouting yllätyskyykky?
Yes.
Okay.
Shall we do that?
Yllätyskyykky.
Oh. Excellent. So excellent. So thank you once again, and we are heading for the oxygen for us. Like coffee is there already, and after the coffee, we are meeting at 3 o'clock here for another interesting workshop with Dr. Altusalam. Thank you very much. Yes. Excellent.
Too much. That is, it's just like stressing it, and nobody can concentrate.
Thank you. It was great.
Yes. Let's take. Yes. Here, everyone. Please, Katri.
Okay.
Can you see? Okay.
It's almost like
one more. Here. All we are here?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One second. Riku.
Heramb, will you take this one?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Here is a small discussion from.
Just take a book.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it. Formal.
Because for selfie, then it. Can I?
Yes. You should be here. Yes. Okay. Can you stand directly? It is here. Yes. Near the banner. It's easier. Yes. Yes. Okay. This is right. Thank you. Really appreciate this part.
Thank you.
There's a small card.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
These are handmade cards by one of the students actually. If you open it, then you will understand how it is done.
Yeah.
And then they create it in such a creative way that they can express their emotions. For example, when they make it in autumn, they express their autumns in music and what they hope for. By the way, no, actually Indian students actually, and actually they are from northern part of India, where the things are really tough actually as far as the economical things are concerned. But what they have in mind, it's quite amazing actually. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Brother.
Whatever session was fantastic. Did you have some commercial discussion on the issues?
Yes.
Then we can have that. You're busy too.
Yeah.
We are busy.
No. Okay. So today, that's what the plan is. That after 4 o'clock, I will meet you and I will take you around. Yes, we'll discuss it. So sorry for that because of these timing pressures are very. Okay. What's your plan after this actually? After 4 o'clock, where are you going?
Go and maybe they will go.
So then, shall I pick you up and then can we have coffee together? That's perfect.
Of course, I can show you, but we are starting this pilot. Again, we are taking the first speakers, we give them a longer experience. And of course, like I said, we have to talk to the principal, so that will support speakers. And then we have to again play. I can show you.
Yeah, I guess he left us in the classroom, then they didn't have any more lessons in the classroom. He opened the door, and then he realized that he wanted to check if we already
Yeah, sure. 75 to 6.
Yes, that you are
So basically what we can do is that when we meet here, we can just walk over the bridge and we already implemented the
Perfect. And I'll just finish.
So this was in the browser, so
I'm going to see it.
This is
so, idea is far away from your, if you are a typical amateur student, you can see your progress here every day. For example, you are team goals for this year. We have basically at least 3 goals. Student knows how the digestive system works. Student knows the basics of human goals.
Yeah. So in actually, so you can
even here, you can teacher, depending on the biology.
Okay.
I have presentation
early. Do you want which kind of first of all microphone? This microphone is good or this microphone? This is hands-free, so that you can interact with audience. So that's number 1.
So this is a thing that can be taught, And me as a student, I have to take responsibility of assessing myself on scales of 1 to 5. If I know everything, I give myself 5. If the teacher agrees, I get the colors also on that subject. And again, this visual presentation tells me that I know this, basically everything about this, but on the phone I know only very little.